All right, now here we are. I did not have my volume turned on. Let me turn that down a little bit. Boop, a little high there. Blow your guys' eardrums out. Hi, welcome to Take Two Tuesday. Tuesday, October, what am I saying? August 26th. Welcome to Take Two Tuesday. Hey, if you are new, what we do here at Take Two Tuesday, first off, my name's Ken. I'm here at the Stamps of Life. Let me see if I can find my name. Well, I'll find that in a second. Once a week, we gather together and we do a review of some items here at the Stamps of Life, dies, stamps, some different products that you can find on our website. And we call it Take Two Tuesday because for some of you, this is the first time you've ever seen these items. So we're taking a second look at something from the past. And then a lot of you have these items already. And this is going to be a reminder for you that you want to get them out and you want to use them. So hopefully some of the ideas, maybe I'll show you how easy it is to die cut or something like that. Maybe that will inspire you. So that's the point. That's why we gather together. We have some fun together. We'll look at these items. And we do this once a week. It's usually about an hour and a half. I would like to be closer to an hour. I'm working on that. We'll go through the items. I'll show you where you can find them on the website. My light's blinking a little, so if you notice I'm flashing, it's my light. And then what else? We have a quiz to do, a quiz about somebody really famous. And then we also will have some fun facts. We have Labor Day coming up next Monday. So we will have fun facts about Labor Day. So we've got some time to hang out. That's what we're going to do. I want to welcome everybody here that is in our chat. And your participation in the chat is real important, okay? So if I ask questions, please answer. Makes it more fun if you guys get involved. So I really appreciate that. If you are watching later, this is taped and recorded and all that stuff, so you can go back to the beginning and watch. But if you want to answer any of the questions, you can put those down in the comment section below. Or if you need, if you have a prayer request or something like that, or you have a question about the show today, anything, the website, all that stuff, I try to follow all of those comments. So let's see who's here. I saw Sylvie was here early. And all of you friends who are out there on Instagram, I can't see your chat here, but I want to welcome all of you. Thanks for tuning in. And same thing, add comments in the chat there on Instagram. Sylvie's here, Rochelle is here, Teresa, Diane, hello everybody, Shelby, Dawn, Gloria, and there's me, the Stamps of Life, Damari, hi Damari, Karen, I saw some of you, Janet, Teresa, Gloria, awesome, welcome all of you, Jan, Rich, Julie, I think I got everybody. Welcome, Lynette, too. So welcome, everybody, and it's good to have you here. For fun, this is fun, for fun. This is an icebreaker question to get everybody involved. Tell me, tell me the strangest thing you can think of that you could find in your refrigerator. That is our icebreaker question. It's kind of a weird one, but, you know, there's some weird things in there. And I'm going to try to fix this light real quick. I was thinking in my refrigerator, we go to this place and we pick up food some of the time, and they have this nice wedge salad, and they give you, like, you can get tri-tip with it. And they keep giving you barbecue. They give you barbecue sauce every time. And sometimes they give you too much. And so my barbecue sauce is just, I have piles of barbecue sauce in my refrigerator, and you know, it probably stays good for a long time, but I have so much barbecue sauce that, and now my light's totally out. I have so much barbecue sauce that I will never run out. So that is my thing. If you ever need barbecue sauce, you want to come over to my house, because I have so much barbecue sauce. And then another weird thing is, we used to give our kids these drinks. It's not Pediasure, but it's something like that. It's a kid drink with like protein and help them to grow bigger and stronger and all that kind of stuff. Ooh, this is still out, darn it. This light, I think, is finally given up. And they haven't drank any of those for like 6 months or a year, but they're still in the fridge. So let us know what you have that is kind of weird. I know in the past I have more weird things than that, but at the present time, that's as weird as we get. Lots of barbecue sauce and old kids drinks that nobody drinks anymore. And hopefully my light comes back. Otherwise, I'm a little bit in the dark here. It's not too crazy. It just looks different. So we'll just keep continuing on. This side of my face will just not be as bright as it usually is. Let's see, what else? So let me see what you guys said. Everybody's got to tell something weird that's in your refrigerator. Made by Marley says, dye in water to dye paper. Okay, that is an odd one. Rich says pickled beets. Yeah, that's a strange one. Hubby and son collect hot sauce. Teresa, you probably got a lot of hot sauce. Now I'm okay with that one because I like hot sauce like on eggs or chicken, or I don't know. I like different hot sauces. Shrimp from Costco. Husband loves it, but Karen doesn't. Lots of salsa packages from Mexican food. Yeah, that happens some of the time too. Extra ones. Anybody else? Jan says little tubs of butter like you get with a roll. Yep, those can build up too. It's funny how those things, like, I don't want to give it away or get rid of it, because in the back of my mind I go, one day I'm going to need this, but the truth is I probably never do, right? Are you guys like that? You just keep collecting things and they never really get used. And you go, why do I have all of this? What else? Tony says a face roller. What is that? Diane says finger slings. Wow, now we're really getting some weird stuff. Julie says she loves pickled beets. Okay, I'm going to try my light one more time, and then I'm just going to, I won't keep jumping back and forth, but we'll give this one more shot. It's charged, and it can be unplugged, so I'm going to try to unplug it one more time and see if that resets it. If not, we're just going to go without. I might even move this light That's what I can do. If it doesn't help out, I'll just move this one extra. I have 2 lights here, so I'll move this one light over a little bit. Okay, if you need something to celebrate today, there are some weird days. Let me show you. Now, there's a good one at the top, and Stephanie, if she was here, she would love this one. Oh, before I go on, you see down below me? We have a live release tonight. This is really special because this just was determined yesterday. So we waited till the last minute. So whatever it is, I don't even know for sure. It's going to be really special. So Stephanie has some new items she wants to share with you tonight. So don't miss out on that. We'll have a live special release. There will be new items on the Stamps of Life website. If you haven't checked it out, if you haven't watched the live stream with us, that'll start at like 5 o'clock Pacific time tonight, 8 p.m. on the East Coast. And we'll be having some fun. We'll be on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram. That'll be live with Stephanie tonight. New items, so make sure you stop by. There are new items on the website too. I should tell you about that. Let me get rid of this banner. Where? Let me click on my buttons here and reset. Medium. I should have one. Oh, I didn't label these. Darn it, I forgot to do that. No, not the store day. Crafting corner later in the week. I'm just guessing because I didn't label these right. Visit the Stamps of Life website. So there are new items from the 25th, okay, on the website. And there's been some pretty popular ones. I think a couple of them sold out. So if you haven't stopped by, check out the website. And if you don't have time to do it today, do it tonight when we go live. Maybe there's something you'll want to get that's brand new that Stephanie introduces, and then the items that are on the website. There's some good deals too. I think there's some flash sale items. What else? I think this will have my name. So there's my name, Ken. Whoops, Ken. It should say Stamps of Life at the bottom. And all kinds of crazy stuff going on here. Let's see, what else? I was supposed to do one other thing here. Oh, at the top. Let me flash the little screen up there. Great. So, I was going to tell you the days. I didn't get to that, so let me switch over. Is that working? Nope. Where is my camera 3? Hang on. Camera 3, nope, not that one. Camera 3. No, not that one. Come on, camera 3. Camera 3 is, hang on. I thought I had all my electronics ready to go. Let's see what, okay, we're making progress here. There's camera 3. And let's see if I can switch. Okay, there it is. So if you need something to celebrate today, you can check out this. National Dog Day. Now, you know we just got a new dog, Honey Bear, right? You've seen her. And so, Stephanie, if you are out there, I want you to celebrate. It is National Dog Day. So make sure you are celebrating. I'm sure she is. But look at these other funny ones. This is some weird stuff. National Toilet Paper Day. Okay. National Web Mistress Day. That was really weird. But it's not like what you think. It talks about the women who take care of websites, like keep them working. National Cherry Popsicle Day and National Spark the World Day. I don't know what that one is, but there you go. There's some things to celebrate if you need something to be happy about. We're going to have some happy fun times here. All right. That is our plan. I also want to mention, yeah, your light looks fine from here. Oh, thanks, Julie. It's kind of a little bit dark on one side. Usually that side is lighter, but we will continue on. Julie says her son has a honey bear. Great. Gloria says she'll be watching tonight. Julie says, yeah, National Dog Day. What else? So I think I've flashed some of those other items down below. We have Store Day coming up. Save the date, especially if you're in Southern California. You want to come by and see us. Stephanie will be at the store here, Stamps of Life in Laguna Hills, California. I did a store day yesterday, and it was very underwhelming, sadly. If I had one of those, bum, 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 it was a very quiet day. And I had even, if you missed it, I did a tour of the store. I had live streamed that before, hoping that would get some people's interest, but no. But I did the best I could. If you want to watch that video, it's still on YouTube and Facebook. And I just kind of give a tour around the store, and you can check it out and see what's going on here, what you missed out on. What else? I did add Crafting Corner. That will be Thursday with Stephanie. And then don't forget, tonight. Don't forget about tonight. Okay, that's important. But then No, I did that one. We have a new Fold It die set. So I want to show you that. This one's been really popular. We got a lot of new club members signing up with us. So I want to show you these items. It is the Christmas Lights Fold It Club. And so you get this fun collection here. This is a Fold It die set. I have a couple samples I'll show you. And then you get the stencils that go along it with it. There is a bonus stencil that was supposed to go out in last month's shipment. We have added to this month's shipment. So there was one missing. That was a bonus one from last month that should have been in there. It's added to this month. So you're going to get these two items if you're in the club. And then you are going to get an idea card. There's a couple ideas on there. That is all shipped to you. And let me show you the card samples. If you want to sign up for this club, you just go to the stampsoflife.com, and up at the top of the website, there is going to be a join the club button. You click that button and you can find out all the information about the club. Now here it is as just a Fold It. Now there is also an add-on stamp set that you can add to this collection if you like. You have the option of getting the Fold It Club with stamps or without. And I see a lot of people have been adding stamps. It has some nice sentiments and usually coordinating a little icon that matches the month. And then here it is, the same die set, but added to, this is on the front of a 5x7 card. It would fit on an A2 card. You could add this to a scrapbook page. Lots of different things you can do with this one. Christmas is coming up, so this is going to be a valuable one to have. I think I do have pictures of the full collections too. Let me see here real quick. Let's see. I think I added those photos to two, and is it this one? Nope. Okay, so here is the option. This is what you get if you join the Fold It Club. All the items I just showed you. Then if you want to add the stamp set, you would get all 4 of these items. And you see it has the little icon there and the sentiments that kind of coordinate. So that is all on Stamps of Life website. We'd love to have you join the club. You get a really nice gift when you sign up. You start earning club points when you become a club member. And then once you're in the club, you get the discount on our website whenever you shop with us. You get 15% off anytime you shop the Stamps of Life website. So it's like always everything is on sale for you. So that's kind of nice. So join the club. You will love it. I think you'll really love it. Let's see what else. Okay, so I've told you all that stuff. I've told you some of the things we'll do at the end. We're going to read, if you want to read ahead, we'll do our good news devotional at the end. We're going to be in Mark chapter 9. So in the New Testament, one of the Gospels, and we're specifically looking at verse 35, I believe it is. Mark chapter 9, verse 35. So I hope you'll hang out with us for that. That's a fun way to end this presentation and then to go out and enjoy our day and have God bless us. And so I think when we get into God's word, that's what will happen, I hope. All right. Without further ado, let's get things rolling here. Let's find our first item. And since I just showed you those Christmas items, why not stay in the Christmas theme here? And I'm going to show you the first item we're going to look at. Let me find the info for that. That should be it. There it is down there at the bottom. And this is the Santa Fold It die set from, where is it? When was it released? July of 2020. So this is 5 years in the making. This one's been around for a little bit. Let me try to get this to stand up real fast. So this is fun as far as you can make an A2 size card with this Santa. And you can also, see if I can get these lights to go one more time. You can also add it to like a scrapbook page. You can make a banner out of these. If you have, say, if you're a teacher or you like to decorate around the house, you could decorate a calendar, all kinds of different ways. Of course, I think you could add it to a Christmas tree as like an ornament. So that is really cool. Let me show you these ideas that I have. So move that out of the way. I have a few of them here. Now with the Fold It cards, they are a A2 size shaped card. And you can see how they open up like that. And you also have the option, I'm not sure if I have any side ones, but you could do it on the side as well. So 2 different formats, but it's going to create a card like that. Merry Christmas, it says. And isn't this perfect for Christmas time coming up? Here it says Merry up there on his hat. Look at that fun paper that was used, glitter paper, and it says Christmas. That is our Christmas statement collection. And same thing, opens up at the top. You add your sentiments in there. And this one has added our little elf guide, one of them, either jingle or jangle, Merry Christmas, it says. And that one, there is our side open. That one opens from the side. So you have the option to do that with these. And then our last one is right there, our little Santa, Merry Christmas, ho, 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 he says. So this is great. If you have it, you know it's the time of year that you want to use this one, okay? You want to use this one. Christmas is coming. Get your Christmas cards ready to go. Even this camera now looks dark. All my lighting is off today, but hopefully it looks okay to you. Let's go ahead and check this out on the website. I will do that. So you just type in Santa, and you're going to find all the items that we have that are related to Santa on our website. And then let's go ahead and check that out. And I should be able to pop up there in the corner. There I am. So you just go Santa, and then you'll find the folded Santa A2 shape card. This was on HSN a long time ago. And then you will have all the card ideas right here. That's the dies you get. How many dies? Just 2 dies in this set, but this is a fun one, in that it'll cut out the full Santa, but you can also piece it together too. And I'll show you how we could do that. So how could we get the white skin and get the our pink skin and a white beard and mustache? We'll show you how to do that here in just a second. And I think these are all ones we've seen. Yes, let's see if there's any different one. There's a different one, Jingle All the Way, it says. We saw that one, and there's a video on there. Oh, Stephanie Key. Oh, my light almost came back on. It flashed on for a second. It's tricking us. So that's on the website. And if you scroll down, you'll see some more Christmas-related themed items there. Stamps, dies. There's reindeer, Christmas trees. We have so much great stuff for Christmas. Milk and cookies. I was going to say, why would milk and cookies be in there? But Santa loves milk and cookies, right? Santa loves milk and cookies. All right, let's go ahead and go over to our workstation. I show you to the website. Oh, well, let's go ahead and die cut, and then we're going to have a Santa quiz. That's going to be, remember I said we're going to have a quiz about somebody famous today? Well, it's going to be about Santa. So let me get my workstation kind of set up here. The camera is ready to go, and we're going to die cut a little bit. So I'm going to get out my dies and open those up, and let's go ahead and switch cameras there. There we go. All right, so you can see this would be my work area here, and you have your 2 dies, and I'm sure some of you have this Santa, and if you don't, and you want a fun and easy way to make some Christmas cards, this is just for you. Now, I do have a question about this. Now, okay, make sure, number 1, there's no kids in the room right now. This is not adult related, but make sure there are no kids around. Has everybody cleared out? Because I don't want to ruin anything for anybody. Any kids. Make sure there are no kids around, or maybe you want to turn down the volume or something like that. But my question for you, make sure they're not listening, is, and I'm trying to get my light going here, so bear with me. We're going to do this, a Santa somewhat like this. My question for you is, how old were you when you learned that Santa was not real? Make sure there's no kids around. How old were you? Now, to be honest with you, I'm sure I was like 6 or 7 or something like that. But I don't remember anybody telling me specifically that what I just talked about. I don't recall anybody ever telling me that, but I think I was probably around 6 or 7. And I don't know, somehow I just learned, maybe I heard some other kids talking about it or something on TV. But how old were you when you found out that news about Santa? Let me know in the chat, okay? Let me know. And yeah, and that's right. I bet some of you still do believe, right? So if you do, you're still counting on Santa to bring you some awesome presents, good for you. You still can. But my question, do you remember, and was it like a shocking event Or did you just roll with it? Did you just go, ah, I got it? But the funny thing is, then when that happens, it kind of makes you think about other things. Well, what about that and that and that? So it kind of could start leading us down a rabbit hole. But let me know. Answer that question in the chat. Don't let any little ears hear what we're talking about. All right, let's go ahead and start with this one. And I want to get some red. We want our Santa to stand out because when he has all this white beard, we need something behind him. Now, this designer used green behind, but I'm going to use red. Now, for the folded part of our card, first off, we're going to need 2 sheets of cardstock, okay? 2 sheets of cardstock. And this is probably, I believe, strawberry. I have 2 sheets. So the first one I'm going to fold in half. This is going to get our Santa, the base of the card. And let's go ahead and do that. Let's see if we can fix this here real quick. Okay, we've got the Santa, and I kind of scored it a little bit. I just used the edge of my scissors. If you have a real bone folder or something, that would be better. And what we need to do is not use that die yet. I've kind of got things out of order here. Let's find the outside. This is the die we're going to use to create the base of the card. And the fold's going to be at the top. So what you need to do is on a folded card, the edge of your die needs to go just a little bit over the edge of the fold that we created. Now, if we wanted to do it on the side, we would do it like this. We have options, okay? The dies just need to go a little bit off the edge. That creates the fold for us. But we're going to do top. We're going to do top. So we'll put that just over the edge up there at the top. And we want to have enough so it kind of holds together. So I hope everybody is having a nice day. We are almost at the end of August. We have a long weekend coming up. So that is going to be fun. We have big stuff going on this weekend. It'll be the end of the month, which means Monday is the 1st. And we will have a brand new collection of stamps and dies going out to Die Hard Club members and Stamp Club members. So I will get most of those out in the mail on Monday, but they'll be stuck. They won't be moving because the post office is closed. But I will get most of them in the mail and they'll be going out to you on Monday. Most likely we will have a no makeup Monday, and Stephanie hasn't invited me yet, but most likely I will be there. And if no makeup Monday is going, definitely Stephanie's going to be there, okay? Now, what did I do? Why did that not work out right? I have never had this happen before. So for some reason, what did I do here? I really goofed this up. This Santa did not stay together. Oh, I know why. I didn't cut on the right side. I didn't cut on my fold. See, my fold was over here. And where did I die cut? Over here. Wow. I have never done that before. So that was a real fail. Let's try again. I've made a lot of mistakes die cutting, but that is one I have never had. So it would be one of those bump, like, what were you thinking, Ken? Okay, so there's the fold. The die needs to go over the fold, not over the edge of the cardstock, but actually over the fold. See what you learn here on Take Two Tuesday? All the mistakes that I make, hopefully you will learn through these demos not to do them. They'll still probably happen, but hopefully you'll learn. Oh, I remember the time that Ken did that, and I don't want that to happen to me. So let's give this one a try here. And now I've got it. So I actually did it on the fold, and this should hold together. Ta-da! There is our fold. That's the base. But we have this weird line here, so what do we have to do? We have to cover that up. We have to get another sheet of cardstock, which I'm going to do. And I will try to find another, now that I'm burning through all my cardstock here. Hopefully I can find one that matches that. I don't see one yet, so I might have really made a big goof up here, but it'll be okay. So this is not normally how you would do it, but this is a little bit darker shade. and we are going to add this. We're going to take the same die and we're going to run it through again. Okay. This time we do not go over the edge. We just let it go just how it is. Oops, not sticking there. And let's run that through. So again, Santa quiz is coming up. I bet you guys will be good at Santa questions. So we'll see how we do on that. And so this piece is going to fix our problem. We're not going to have Santa with his little end of his stocking, his cap. We want that to get covered up. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to add that little adhesive on here real quick, and then I'll show you how the pieces work that you can piece together if you like. I'm going to add that on there, and you'd want to add a lot more to really make sure he stays together. But there is the base of our card, and I'm just going to open it up like that so we're on the right track. I'm going to set that off to the side. Now we're going to get the inside piece and give us lots of contrast. And since Santa's beard is mostly white and all that kind of stuff, we better get some white cardstock here. And we're going to run this through. And you can see all these little lines here. It's going to kind of give us pieces of the Santa that we can piece together and create it how we want it to be. All right, let's try that. And I'm going to get some kind of skin tone color. It can be any color. Whatever color you want your Santa to be, it could be. In this situation, his skin being white wouldn't look too good. So I see that some of these samples are using a real light pink. So I'm going to see if I have anything like that. Okay, so there you can see, and I want to show you. Whoa, I dropped a lot of stuff. So that Santa came out cut like that. Now look, it comes in all these little pieces. Okay, so you can piece him together. All right, so I'm going to put all those to the side, and we're going to do another color. And let's see what we have for skin wise. Let's just use like a beige here. Craft. This will look fine. And we're going to run the same die through again. And this way we can we just need his. We're just going to run it all the way through, even though we won't use all the pieces unless we want our Santa to have like a brown beard, which you could. But at least he'll have this craft color skin. So we're kind of piecing him together. So I've done that one more time. You're going to see the same Santa cut out, but now in a different color. So let's move that up there. This will be our little work spot for now. There's the base of our card. And I've created these other Santa pieces here. Now, if I wanted to, I could have Santa have a brown beard. We won't, but just to give you an idea. But we're going to do his skin color there as that. And then let's get some of those white pieces that we had. And we want his beard. And you could, of course, do some shading on this so your mustache stands out a little bit. You can definitely do that. The red looks good there. That would go there. And let's see. Did I have a hat yesterday? Well, let's give our Santa. Did I have a red hat yesterday? I did die cut some things. No, I didn't. So if you wanted to piece his, now you wouldn't want him to have a white, but just to give you an idea how that works, you can piece all of this together. Okay. So whatever color you want your Santa hat to be, here our designers have used some pattern paper. I used white here, but you could have a couple different patterns there. Here our designer used some felt and then went with the some glitter paper behind. Let's look for one more option. And then our basic, which our Santa is kind of looking like that. If we fixed his nose and gave him some eyes, you could also make your Santa like that. So those are the options. It's real easy. Okay, really easy. You can piece them together. You could have them all look the same if you want, or you could have all kinds of different varieties. I mean, we have different colored skins here. We have different color hats. There's lots you can do with that one. So that's the Santa Fold It from the Stamps of Life from July of 2020. I think you guys would really like that one. The Fold Its are popular. You see how easy they are to create. And especially if you are making a bunch of cards, you might see that a Fold It, either like the reindeer or the Christmas tree or Santa, might really come in handy. So check those out on our website. Let's go ahead and do our quiz now, okay? I'm going to find our quiz, and we're going to do this together. It's just for fun. And this will give us some interesting, fun info about Santa. And I see a lot of you have different reasons. Never believed in Santa, or you knew that Jesus was the reason for the season. Yep, that is great. All kinds of good answers in there. Yes, thanks, Karen. I couldn't hear you, but thanks for trying to scream at me. I appreciate that. Oh, Teresa, she can't remember when she learned that news, but it was upsetting. Yeah, I think some people take it that way, right? It is hard to get that kind of news, but hey, life goes on. So let's see. Let's find our fun quiz here. I'm going to try to grab that Christmas quiz. And let me go ahead and share this page with you, okay? So you can see what I'm looking at. Let me scroll down, make sure we have all this. All right, and for our quiz, I have to add our screen. And you guys can jump in the comment section, okay? And make sure you help me out. Let's see, no, is that not right? Present. Why am I not finding the right? Share a screen. Yeah, share a screen. Okay, there it is. Sorry. My mind is, I'm here, but my mind is kind of thinking about the next step. But, hey, my light came on. Well, it came on for a second. There we go. So let's see if you can see that. Yep, you can see Santa. Let's do our quiz together. And how much do you know about Christmas? Oh, so it's not even all about Santa. Some of these are easy. Some might be a little bit harder. So you guys, again, in the comment section, make sure you add your answers to the questions. We want to try to get as many of these right as we can. How many reindeer does Santa have is the first question. How many reindeers does Santa have? You answer in the chat. I have no idea. How many reindeer do you think Santa has? Does anybody know? You can guess, but we're trying to get these right. How many reindeer does Santa have? Answer in the chat. Answer in the chat, please. Now, Teresa and Dawn say 7. Sadly, that is not one of the answers, you guys. So we're getting all kinds of different answers. We're going to go with 9 because I see 9 the most, okay? We'll see if we got that right or not. Correct answer was C. Correct. Good job. Santa has a team of reindeer who pull his sleigh around the world on Christmas Eve. Rudolph leads the pack because his bright red nose lights the way. Which of these is not one of Santa's reindeer names? Who is not one of Santa's reindeer? Is it Dasher, Dancer, Vixen, or Blixen? Which one of these is not a Santa reindeer? Which one is not a Santa? While you guys answer that, I'm going to check on my lights here again. Lights have failed today. So sad. Come back, light. Come back. Every once in a while it flashes on, but it just will not stay on. I don't know what has happened. It's finally given up. It's finally given up. Which one of these guys is not a Blixen? Biden. All right, that's a good one, Deb. Biden. Blixen, D. All right. Even I knew that one. D. These are the Santa's reindeers are Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Donner, Vixen, Comet, Cupid, Blitzen, and Rudolph. Complete the lyric in Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You song. I don't care about the presents. Then what does she sing next? Underneath the Christmas tree, traveling across the sea, there to bring me glee. It's with you I want to be. Who knows that Mariah Carey song? All I want for Christmas. I don't care about the presents. Is it A? Hi, Ruth. I'm guessing A. Is everybody with me? Is it Under the Christmas Tree? A. All right, there we got some A's. So let's go A, Underneath the Christmas Tree. I see, yep. Yep, Underneath the Christmas Tree, of course. The song has been streamed over 1.5 billion times on Spotify. Wow, as of 2023. In the 12 Days of Christmas song, What did the true love give to the singer on the second day of Christmas? So the second day of Christmas, my true love, oh, I'm squeaky, gave to me. Is it a partridge in a pear tree, turtle doves, golden rings, or French hens on the second day of Christmas? Which is it? Which is it? Who's helping me out here? B. Do we have bees? Doves. Okay, doves. I thought that, but I was going to let you guys get it. Yep. On the second day of Christmas, my true love sent to me 2 turtle doves and a partridge in a pear tree. It's how it goes. I knew the partridge in a pear tree. Mince pies used to contain real minced meat. True or false? Mince pies used to contain real minced meat. True or false? I'm going to say true. Why would they name it that if it didn't really have meat in it? I'm going to say it's true. What do you guys say? Karen says true. Norma says A, which is true. Anybody else? Jamie says true. All right, let's go with A. Yes. Yes, believe it or not, it's true. Back in the olden days, mince pies used to contain real meat gravy with your mince pie. Anyone, it says? We're skipping the... What is Father Christmas called in Germany? So how do you say Santa Claus or Father Christmas in Germany? Is it Chris Mastes, Chris Kringle, Vater Mistas, Chris Kirstmas? I think it's B. What do you guys think? How do they say in German? How do they say Father Christmas, Santa Claus? I don't speak German. I hope we have some German speakers out there. B, Chris Kringle. Don says C. I don't think so, Don. That's a weird one. We're going B. Yes. I think we've got them all right. This must be too easy. In which Christmas film does the main character go to New York in search of their biological father? Is it Home Alone? Is it The Grinch? Jingle Jangle, A Christmas Journey, or is it Elf? So they go to look for their missing parent, their biological father. Home Alone, The Grinch, Jingle Jangle, A Christmas Journey, or Elf? Yeah, it's Elf. It's Elf. Will Ferrell plays Buddy the Elf, a hilarious human who is raised by elves. Yes, we know that one. Where is the Christmas tree that's displayed in London's Trafalgar? I don't know how to say this. Trafalgar Square gifted from? So where did the Christmas tree come from? That is in London's Trafalgar Square. Does it come from Germany? Does it come from Norway, France, or the Netherlands? This one's trickier. I think it's starting to get a little bit harder. Does anybody know where that Christmas tree comes from? Germany, no, those are all in Europe. They're not giving us any real hints. What do you guys think? Germany, Norway, France, or Netherlands? Are we just going to have to guess? Or are we just going to have to guess? Don says Germany. Anybody else? Anybody else going to dare to take a shot at this one? Norway, says Tony. Jane's guessing Norway. So far we have these. Barbara's got a question. We've got a... Karen says B also, so we're going to try Norway. Ruth says Netherlands. Okay, Norway, we're going to give it a try. Yes, it was right. You guys were right. The tree is gifted by Norway every year. It was a tradition that began after World War II as a gesture of goodwill. Great. What is Father Christmas's real name? Is it St. Nicholas, Christmas, Slater Claus, Chris Nicholas? This is an easy one. Oh, Don says in the 1800s it came from Germany. Yeah, good. That can be right. So it did say after World War II, so that was in like the 1940s. So what is Father Christmas' real name? Is it A, everybody? St. Nicholas? Yeah, St. Nicholas. Yep. He was a Turkish bishop during the Roman Empire. Santa's red outfit was first seen in a Coca-Cola advertisement. Is that true or false? Ooh, this one's tricky. So Santa's red outfit was at first seen in a Coca-Cola advertisement. True or false? True or false? True or false? True, Gloria says. Anybody else going to back up Gloria? True or false? Karen says that's a question mark. Doesn't seem like Coca-Cola would be the first one to have Santa in red, but could be. Ruth says T. But Tony says false. Let's try. We're going to go true. I don't know that it's right, but let's try. You guys are right. Are you ready to get your results? Well, we know we got them all right. Barbara and Michelle said false. See your results. 10 out of 10. Nice. We have a winner. Your maximum score is proof that you're a force to be reckoned with. Congrats on dominating that quiz like a boss. Okay. We did it. 10 out of 10. We'll take it, even if it's about Santa. We should have known most of them. There was just a couple that I needed help with, and you guys were there to help me out. So I appreciate that. All right, let's get back to work here. We're going to move to our next item. I'm going to stop sharing that one. And I'm back. Let's find our next item. Thanks again, everybody, for jumping in with the questions. And we are going to move to our next item, which is this one here. Rounded corner slimline card die set. Now, I think I might have shown you this die set maybe a year ago or something, but I found so many new samples that I wanted to bring it up again. And I wanted to tell you a couple of different things about it. So it is not that one. How did that one get in there? Not that one. How did that get in there? Those are not supposed to be in there. This is the rounded slimline die set. So it makes a slimline card, kind of fits like in a business size envelope. Okay. If you're new to slimlines, they're really nice because they give you, look how long the card is. It can go, the card can be either this direction, vertical, or it can go horizontal, up to you, your choice. But this one comes with a couple real nice panels that you can decorate. Now, everything in here is curved, but I want you to notice that even though this base, this rounded corner slimline card die set has lots of curves on it, you can see how everything is rounded. Does that show up very good? It's rounded, but you know what? You can use different shapes on the inside of this card. So we will die cut the panels that are in here, but I want to show you some samples that will give you some different ideas. So you might, the slimline die set might be rounded corner, but you can add scallops on the inside. You can add square or rectangle shapes. There are lots of different things. So even though the outside of your card is rounded, you can add something different on the inside. So some of these samples I'm going to show you will help you to know what I'm talking about. So let's go ahead and look at our card samples here. And I do have a few good ones. So I found these, excuse me, just while I was kind of cleaning house, and I was finding all these different cards in different places, and I wanted you to see these just to give you different ideas. So if you have this, again, this is the point. If you have this collection, give me 1 second. I'm going to get a drink of water. Whenever I start talking a lot, my throat gets kind of itchy. So sorry about that. I had to drop off. So here we go. So there we have our slimline card. And here is an example of just using what is in the die set that I'm going to demo with you here. This is all curved. Great. Looks fantastic. And all these other ones are vertical. So I'm going to have to adjust this a little bit. So this is a horizontal example. It opens up. What does it say? Happy Thanksgiving. You have all that space to work with on the inside. Really nice. So that everything is rounded on this. Now, I was telling you there's different ways to use this. So this will kind of give us the options where if I can get these two, let's back up this a little bit. Give us some more workspace. So you can see here. So if you have this is still the same rounded slimline, but now look on the inside. We have squares that have been dropped in there, and we have some scallops, and we also have straight edges. So there's all these different options that you can add to a rounded base. So if you have the rounded base and you want to put square panels on the inside, you can do it. If you want the panel to be rectangular shape, you can go for that. Scallop, it's up to you. So here it is again with some rounded, a variety of different size squares there on the inside. Another option there for you. Rounded and rounded here. And it's got those nice squares in behind it. Merry Christmas, it says. Now here, I was telling you about this panel on the inside. Look, it's rectangular shape. So the outside is curved, but the inside panel is a rectangle. It's got straight edges, and that is the bubble background, I think. Sorry, my light's really flashing now. Let's see if I can flick that. No, that didn't work. Okay, there's that. And now we go. This, I believe, is in the collection that we have. Isn't that a nice background? Rounded and rounded. And here we go back to, so there's a lot of rounded. What do we have on the inside? We have squares, scalloped squares. So there are lots of different combinations that maybe you have not thought of. Look, here's rounded, but it's added circles on the inside. So you see there are a lot of different varieties with this, a lot of different ways you can use this collection. So I'm kind of bringing this one back again just to remind you that there are so much that you can do with this one. And if I show you on the website, again, this one is from September of 2020, so about 5 years ago. Let's go ahead and take a look at it on the website and see if it gives us any different ideas also. So let's switch over to Stamps of Life website. And so there you have, that's the one. Whoops, that did not work. Sorry. There we go. So that is on the website, and you can scroll through there. You'll get to see some of the different ideas. Let's see if these are all rounded. So this is the die set that you get, 4 dies in the collection. And it looks like all of the items are connected with that on the inside, all rounded. But I wanted you to know that there are different ways that you can use this. All the rounded is fine. But if you want to mix and match and give your card some different looks, you have the option to do that. And these panels are included. I will show you how we can die cut with those. All right, so that is on the website. Scroll down, there will be more Slimlines. All the items that I was telling you about, the different kinds of circle, squares, drop-ins, stitching, Slimline panel, snowflake there. These are all listed right here. Just type, when you're on the Stamps of Life website, just type in Slimline. You're going to find so many great ideas and so many different dies that can be used together. That's the point, to get the most out of your die set. We want you to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you how this one works. Let me switch cameras here and see how we're doing in our chat. Look, there's our leftover stuff. We're going to get rid of that. Barbara says she loves Slimline. Teresa says, what an awesome new idea. Yep, the definite go-to. Bruce says, let's see. Oh, we finish up there. So again, if you're thinking Christmas, we have fall cards coming up. We have Thanksgiving. There is a lot. It's the time of year now, right? Halloween. It is a time to get in gear for your card making. Whoops, let me turn that off. You don't need to see me here. Get rid of that. We're going to get rid of these items here from this, and then we're going to die cut. Santa's moving out. And all my Santa scraps. Now, all these extra pieces, you know, if I wanted to make different looking Santas, I would have all these extra pieces from the one that I had shown you, even that I had pieced together. Lots of different options with that Santa folder. But now we are on to our Slimline. And we want to contrast some things here too. So let's go ahead and start out with, for the background, the base of our die, in which we only have to do it once, which is a little different than the folder. We're going to run this through, and we're going to get the large die from the outside here, and we're going to run it through there. And then we'll come back and we'll use these panels here in just a second. I'll show you how easy it is to do that. So even though I told you, hey, you can do all these different things, I am just showing you what actually comes in the pack today so you're aware. But you can mix and match, like I said, squares, straight edge, scallop, all kinds of different things with this rounded Slimline card base. Just wanted you to know. And let's go ahead and run that through there. And we're going to make the base of our card here. Die will cut it for you. You don't have to measure or do anything like that. It cuts for you, and it also scores. So I will show you what we have here. This one die did the cutting and scoring of the base of this card. So here it is. It's all cut out, just the shape we want. It's got the score line there. You're just going to fold, and just like that, you have the base of your card. How easy was that? So I'm going to put that off to the side. And now we want to check these panels out that we have. And I will find a couple of different colors, maybe that we haven't used today. Give us a different look here. So I'm going to use that one. And what is this? This is a kind of a dark gray. This is kind of your design panel. It is curved. That will give us the design. But if we just ran just this die through by itself, it would not cut. It would kind of like emboss, impress on the cardstock. So we need this die that goes around it in order to actually cut it out. So I'm going to set that around this die. Now, if you want it to be nice and even, you're going to use washi tape to hold all this in place. So all the edges would look, the borders would all be very similar. To save time, I am going to skip that step. So here's the spot where you would probably want to use washi tape. I am not going to do that today. So this is the first pattern panel that is included in this die set. And let's see what we got there. So here, now this is a messy part. So you can see all these little pieces will kind of flick right out of there. Really easy. And if I have my brush, I can, but they're flicking out pretty quick. And I would put adhesive on the back. And we can even do that. What the heck? Why not? We want to get all those pieces out. And if you like to color or shade this piece here, you could do that if you chose a lighter color. This is kind of a gray, a little bit darker. I just wanted it to really stand out for you so you could see. And you can see these come out pretty easy. And we're going to add some, I think I got them all. Whoops, there's a couple little guys hanging out there at the end. And there might be one there. We're going to go ahead and poke that out. And one there. And coming up next, after I show you this, we're going to do our Labor Day fun facts. We got a long weekend coming up, time to celebrate. And we're going to do some Labor Day fun facts, and then we're going to finish up with our good news segment. I could go with adhesive right on here if I wanted, but I don't want to make a mess, get my cutting board all goofed up. So I'm going to take this and just, I'm not going to put as much adhesive on it as I should, but I'm just going to do the edges a little bit to show you how this would go on to the front of our card. And then I will cut the other panel too. It's kind of like a swirly looking. So there's the base. And we have this nice background die there. And of course you could add, so that's how that looks. Whoops. I'm going to press that down a little bit. Do I have any sentiments here? Let's see. I did. Oh, I think I dropped all that. So just to give you an idea, this one says birthday. These colors do not all match, but if you had the background and you had some words like that, that is something you could do. You could put Happy Halloween like we saw on there, or Thanksgiving, Merry Christmas. Add your words to it, decorate the front of your card. Really looks sharp there at the beginning. Now let's go ahead and run the other panel through, which is a little bit different. Same shape, rounded corner, but this has a kind of like a swirl look. And let's find something else that we can use, a different color again. Let's go, this time let's go, here's a green. Let's get more of a, this time let's do kind of a Christmassy green. I believe this would be artichoke. Artichoke and the Stamps of Life colors. And I'll just add that there. Same thing, we're gonna run this through. This panel will just do the design. It will not cut out. So you got to add that there. And let's go ahead and run this through one more time. Again, this is the point where you would do washi tape to make sure it comes out all nice and even. Because what will happen, just about no matter what you do, these dies will move around. And even though I have it lined up how I would like it to be, once it starts going through that machine, it's going to shift a little bit. But to save time, we're just going to do it without washi tape. And we're going to run that through one more time. And let's take a look at how this background looks. Different than the one that we just created, but also really nice. So you see the gap there? I don't know if you can see that. There is a gap here and no gap here. So without the washi tape, that's what happens. Just so you know. Just so you know. That's why you want to hold these dies in place. Is it the end of the world things? No. But if you're like me and things don't come out exactly how you expected, you might want to change that a little bit and use that. Now I did have one edge here that did not cut all the way through. I must have had my die off the edge of the card, so I'm going to try to trim that down real quick. Hope it looks okay. One little extra piece there. All right, so we are going to go ahead and get these extra pieces out here. So these peel out the middle, and this will give us a really nice, intricate looking design. You can take all these little pieces out as well. Yeah, let's do that, and then we'll add some adhesive to it, and we'll be done. Oh, the gray's kind of mixing in there. That was on the board before. All right. I was wondering, where did that gray come from? That dark storm looking color. Okay, so we've got that. Let's add some adhesive to it. And again, like I said, we'll wrap it up here. And I'm going to get my scratch paper again. Where does that piece go that I used before? I'm going to add some adhesive on here. And we'll just do the corners real quick. And then this will just fit on the front of our card. Where did that card base go? Where did that card? Oh, there it is. Da-da-da-da. So there is the one side we did. That's the one option. Now we're adding the second option. You're going to see, because I didn't use washi tape, that this side is going to be a little bit out of alignment. But to give you a good idea, turn off my alarm there. There you go. So that is all created. Really nice background. You could choose a different color if you like to layer in behind there. I see I missed one there. Let's get that out of there. But very nice. That is the Stamps of Life rounded corner. Let me show you. Did I have a finished card here too? I should. What did I do with all of my, anybody see my card samples? I see my Santa card samples. How could they disappear like that? Oh, where did my card samples go? Where did my card samples go? This is crazy. I had a lot of card samples and they have all disappeared. They're not under there. They're not over here. That is amazing that many card samples could disappear. Oh, I put them way back on the other side of my desk. So again, what we just used, you can see the background there. I did that with a gray, and then we also did, do we have that one? Yeah, I should have a sample of that one. No, I don't see it. None of our designs had that one. Let's see. Oh, bubbles, nope. Okay, so my idea with the dark, with a darker, and here's an example of a finished card. And then if you like the swirls, that is also included. So that looks real decorative and fun. You can see mine is a little warped because I did not use washi tape. So that is my fault. Normally that would be nice and straight. All right. Hope you like seeing those in action. Many of you probably have these. Again, same thing. You've got your background, add a sentiment there on the front. Easy card. You're on your way to making a really nice card that somebody's going to enjoy. Let's move on. That is it for our items today. What else do we have? Oh, we're going to do our fun facts. Let's find that. And I'm going to grab that page for you as well. And we'll read these together. Labor Day is coming. Most of us think a long weekend, and I think it has to do, since it's called Labor Day, it must have to do with working. Does that make sense? I think that makes sense. Working, Labor Day. So we're going to take a break from working this week. I hope everybody gets Monday off. You get to enjoy the long weekend. I'll probably work in the morning a little bit and we'll do our No Makeup Monday. I guess that would be the plan. But and I hope you can join us. But hopefully you have some fun, maybe some family time. It's kind of noted as being the end of summer. It's not the official end of summer day, but summer is starting to get to a close. So let's see our fun facts, what it has to say here. We'll read these together. Let me find that page for us. Share a screen again, and we're going to share. And Labor Day facts. Let's share that one. All right, here we go. 2025 Labor Day facts, travel, money, and more. So Labor Day in the 21st century is all about beaches, barbecue, ball games, and buying things. 64% of Americans will celebrate Labor Day. Nearly 200 million plan to barbecue over the Labor Day weekend, and thousands will pack college football stadiums. Yeah, college football really starts this week. Labor Day hasn't always been this relaxing, though, so let's see what it says. So the top 4 Labor Day facts for 2025. Here's some funny stuff. 818 hot dogs are eaten every second from Memorial Day till Labor Day. Wow, that is a lot of hot dogs we eat. This must be in America. Every second across the United States is my guess. 818 hot dogs are eaten between Memorial Day and Labor Day. Over 712,000 workers' lives have been saved since the Occupational Safety and Health Act was enacted in 1970. I don't know how they figured that out, but $174 billion is the annual cost of worker injury and illness in the U.S. So I guess we need some rest from labor. So here we go. 2025 Labor Day by the numbers. How we earned a holiday. In 1882, the year of the first Labor Day celebration, when 10,000 workers assembled in New York City for a parade. 1894, that's the year Congress officially made the first Monday in September a federal holiday. 1940, how about this? This is an interesting one. The year the 40-hour work week became law. In the 1800s, many Americans worked 12-hour days. How would you guys like that? Working 12-hour days. And probably 6 days a week, I bet. That would wear you down. 35% of the workforce that belonged to unions in the 1950s, that was an all-time high. Now there's only 10%. Now I was in a union at UPS, and there are still a lot of UPS employees, and it is a big union, Teamsters. So that one is still pretty strong. But overall, unions have not done that well from the 50s until currently. 69% of Americans say Labor Day is their favorite holiday. Wow. Like above Christmas or Easter or Valentine's or Mother's Day or Father's Day. 69%. 69%. Well, you know what? Since they said that, I'm going to ask you guys, what is your favorite holiday? What is your favorite holiday? Is it Labor Day like 69% of other Americans? I don't think so. Who made this up? So tell me your favorite holiday in the chat, in the comments, okay? Let me know. What else? Labor Day travel. 26% of Americans say they will drive or fly this Labor Day weekend. So some traveling. Gas is a 9% decrease in national average price of regular gasoline since 2024. So the price of gas is going down. That's good. And I think that's true. The last couple of times I have bought gas, it's in California, it's still right around $4, low fours. They charge a lot of extra taxes here. So compared to all you guys around the rest of the country, our gas is still expensive, but it hasn't gone down. The most popular Labor Day destinations are Seattle. Oh, that's an interesting one. Orlando, that makes sense. And New York. Yep. 450 plus estimated traffic fatalities over Labor Day weekend. That is not good news. 450 people will die in traffic accidents. Yikes. 51,900 people will have a serious injury on Labor Day in weekend car crashes. Wow. That's crazy too. So I guess recommend flying or taking a boat, or if you're going to travel, maybe don't. Well, we can't be afraid, right? But I don't know. There's going to be some car crash out there. I don't want any of you to get hurt. Labor Day rest and relaxation. 64% of Americans will celebrate Labor Day. 50% of Americans plan to barbecue over the weekend. We did this one in the 818. Here we go. The average American household summer vacation spending is almost $3,000. Wow. 34% of Americans have gone a year or longer without taking a vacation. The average child's back to school expense, because we're almost back to school now, is $858. Wow, look at all these things. The average college student's back to school expense is $1,300. You can get some deals up to 70% off. Electronics, clothing, appliances, furniture, and school supplies. Oh, this is just an ad for these companies. Boo. 86 Labor Day weekend running races will be held across the country. Get out and run. If you don't, you can start training right now. Get going. 79% of adults support people coming to live and work in the United States. Great. We need workers. That is an important thing. We do need workers, whether they're here or they come here legally. However, an economy, a country always needs workers to keep going. Otherwise, there's not enough new people, younger people coming to work. There's not enough people to support the system as people retire and get out of the workforce business. I don't know exactly how that works, but there you go. There's 170 million people age 16 or older in the labor force, and national unemployment is 4.2. I think we're almost done. At the end of the Great Recession in 2009, the unemployment was 9.5. So things have gotten a lot better. And the highest national unemployment was back during COVID-19 in April of 2020. Almost 15%. Wow. Average median household income, 78. Average hourly earnings, $36 per hour. So we'll stop there. Oh, minimum wage, $17.95. $7.25 is the minimum wage in the whole country. Wow. That's low. Here in California, it's like $20 or something. Washington, D.C., $17.95. Health insurance. Okay, you get it. That's enough Labor Day stuff, right? I didn't know there was going to be that many fun facts about Labor Day, but there you go. So what did you guys say? Your days you celebrate. Teresa says Christmas. Diane says Halloween. Friend me and myself says New Year's Day. Karen says Christmas. That's it. Where is everybody? We've got like 40 or 50 people watching, but only 4 people say they like to celebrate a holiday. So if you're in the chat, make sure you tell me your favorite holiday. They're telling us it's Labor Day. 69% of people say Labor Day. I don't think so. But there's not many votes here, so maybe everybody else does like Labor Day. Make sure you vote. Make sure you add in the chat there. All right, let's go on and do our... Oh, this is really terrible. I'm going to put my I'll be right back sign up here, and I will be right back. So give me 1 second. We're going to get our Bibles. If you have your Bible, Mark chapter 9, mark your spot. I do have the information here on my sheet, but I don't have my Bible with me, so I want to do that. Give me 1 second. Get rid of that, and I'm going to add this. I'll see you in just a second. Be right back, just like it says. And if you saw yesterday here in our warehouse, you just go out of the Take Two Tuesday studio area there. You run down the hall here, and I will find my Bible. And I'm going to use my iPad. It's really close. I'm running back down the hall. I was by my computer. I'm back in here with you guys. So I will get this going. Mark chapter 9. And see, I'm back. Sorry about that. I thought I had everything in here with me. Karen says Memorial Day is her second favorite. Memorial Day, great. And then Norma voted for Christmas. Barbara says that was a great tour yesterday. I hope you guys liked that. Okay, here we go. Mark chapter, I got a video playing here. And where did that come from? Mark chapter 9. All right, let's kind of set up where things are going here. In Mark chapter 9, Jesus had just been kind of going along and doing things with his disciples, and they're following him. And it says, to kind of give you a context of what was happening, they were arguing about who was going to be the greatest in God's kingdom. So the disciples, Jesus is not in this argument. He must be out ahead of them. And they're arguing amongst themselves, who is going to be the greatest in God's kingdom? who is going to be the greatest. And it just kind of sounds weird that they'd be arguing and Jesus is right there. Hadn't they be listening to all the things he'd been teaching them and all the lessons they had learned? Here's what they are worried about: promoting themselves, putting themselves first on the list. Kind of interesting. So that's kind of the setting. Now, so they're arguing, and we're going to find out the answer is a little bit different than certainly what the disciples expected and probably what we expect to. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. All right. So first off, if you're in Mark chapter 9 and we're reading our verse 35, it says, and I will add this, I'll put it up on the screen here in just a second. He sat down and he called his 12 disciples, and he said to them, if anyone desires to be first, he shall be last of all and servant of all. So you might think the guys came arguing and we or even them thought, well, who's going to be the greatest in God's kingdom? Well, maybe John would say, hey, I'm John the Beloved. It's going to be me. I'm going to be the greatest. Or Peter, who goes on to become a great preacher, evangelist. Maybe Peter would have that. No, I'm going to be the best, the greatest. Or maybe it was Matthew thought to himself, I'm going to be the greatest in God's kingdom because I used to work for the Romans as a tax collector, but I quit. And now I'm following Jesus. Or maybe it could be one of the other disciples. All these guys, they gave their lives as they followed Jesus. So maybe it's going to be one of them. But no, he says that if you want to be first, you have to make yourself last and to be the servant of all. Let me show you again that verse. So in God's kingdom, a lot of the time, things are opposite than they are here down on earth, right? Isn't it interesting how God does things different than people do? So here we have our verse. And so Jesus sits down and he tells them, now in Bible times, the teacher would sit down and the students would stand up. Now, isn't that opposite even how things are in the world today? If you go to a church or a school or in any kind of situation, it's always the teacher who's standing, right? And all the students, the audience, the listeners are usually sitting. So back in Bible times, things were different. So when Jesus sits down, it's gonna kind of means this is important, guys. Jesus is going to teach them something and he wants to get their attention. So Jesus told them if they wanted to be first, right, from the verse here, if they wanted to be first, they're going to have to become a servant and they're going to have to put themselves in a position where they are last of all, not trying to promote ourselves. So, wow, this is different, right, than the world we live in. What does the world we live in tell us? It tells us, hey, if you want to be great, you got to kind of like promote yourself, right? You got to get out there on the social media stuff and promote yourself and show everybody how wonderful are. Maybe you have to gain wealth or power or fame. All these things the world tells us are what gonna make you first or greatest. But in God's economy, the way things work, things are a little bit different. So we expect that if in this world, that if we are famous, powerful, we have wealth, we're better than other people. That's not true, right? In God's eyes, which is what's important, everybody is the same. Everybody is equal. So nobody is first and nobody is last in God's kingdom. And for us here on earth, what we have to do is battle is we don't want to start comparing ourselves to other people. We don't want to think that we're better than others. You know what we tend to do is we try to find somebody that it looks like we are doing better than, and so we compare ourselves to them. Whereas there's somebody else who has more money than us, we don't compare ourselves to them. Or somebody who's more famous, we don't compare ourselves to them. But we have this kind of weird thing of trying to set up levels where, oh, I'm better than that person, or I can do this, or I have more than them. But no, with God, he says, no, that's not how things are going to be in God's kingdom. So let's go back to our verse there. So again, he said, if you want to be first, desires to be first, which is a good thing, he shall be last of all and servant of all. We do want to play the role of what God has called us to be in his kingdom. So again, here on earth, we're not to think that we're better than other people. We're not to compare ourselves to other people. We all have our failures and our shortcomings, right? Some of us in one area, some in another, but we all have our problems. But being a servant, what does that look like now? So being a servant requires taking some action. It means that we have to get involved a little bit ourselves. We have to do for others, and we have to do for others with not with the expectation of getting anything back, but we're just doing for others because we love them and we care about them. We want to do good. So being a servant requires action. I think that's real important. Now, if you're a servant or I'm a servant, we don't get praise, we don't get wealth, we don't get famous. We are just doing what a servant does, and that's going out and serving others. So, and a good way to know, well, it's expected. So if you're a servant or I'm a servant, we're not going to get all the accolades. We're not going to get praise, but we're doing what the job of a servant is to do. But I want you to know that God does see all the things that you do and all the ways that you serve others and you minister to other people and help people. And maybe you won't get praised, or you won't get an award, or you won't get noticed here on earth, but God will notice you in his kingdom. When we step into that next life, into eternity, there will be rewards for what we have done here on earth. Okay, so that's good to know. So a good way to know if we have a servant's heart, if we're really serving God in the correct way, is by when somebody treats you like a servant or treats me like a servant, like they have expectations of us, how do we respond? That kind of is noted by our heart condition, our motives. Are we really wanting to be a servant, or are we just kind of faking it? And then when somebody asks us to serve them or to help them or do something for them, how do we respond to that? When people treat us like a servant, how do we respond? That kind of really notes if God is working, as a way to notice if God is really working in our lives or not. Now, would I say it's easy to be a servant all the time? No, because some of the time we can get a little bit overwhelmed or overburdened. And there are limits, we don't want people just to take advantage of us all the time, right? So we have to know our limits, boundaries, but we also want to have that willingness from our heart, that desire to serve. So it really needs to come naturally from our heart. Let me look again one more time at that verse, and we'll read it together one more time before you wrap up things here. Just important that we really read it together. If anyone desires to be first, he shall be last of all and servant of all. So we talked about our hearts, not just with our words. It requires actions. Our hearts should push us to do the right thing, to serve others and want to minister to others. And do you see how it kind of says servant of all? So we're not above anybody else. We're not thinking we're better or that we expect somebody else to serve us. But how can we serve others? And then, so for us, what we need to do, we talked about putting this into action. We need to be willing to pour out our lives in service. And it can start with our spouse. It can start with family members. It can go on to friends, neighbors. We can serve at work or church, or if you're going to school, if you're volunteering somewhere. There's all kinds of ways that you can serve and minister to others. And the cool thing is, as you're doing this, as you're putting these things into action, you are doing just what God wants you to do. You're getting alignment with God's will for your life. And as you're serving and you're doing what God has called you to do, wow, life's not perfect. I'm not going to say that, but life just seems to get like you just get right in touch and in cue with God. And it's really exciting. If you're willing to do what God has called you to do, if you're willing to be a servant, you know what? You're going to end up being great in the kingdom of God. That's pretty exciting. There's a verse, I believe it's in one of the Gospels, where the servant gets commended by his master, and he says, "Well done, good and faithful servant." And isn't that the words we would want to hear from our Lord when we enter on into heaven, into his presence? And we gave our all. We did our best. We were not perfect. We didn't have it all together, but our desire was to be what God wanted us to be. And here Jesus says, go out and be a servant. Take the lower position. Don't put yourself above others. learn to be a servant, learn to meet the needs of others, learn to show kindness and love. We've talked about lots of these things in the past, and you and I will be great in God's kingdom. So let's go out and practice that today. All right, that will wrap it up. Let's put it into practice. Like I said, so many of the things that God teaches us requires that we get active and go out and do these things, that we don't just shy away from them or go, well, I know that's what God wants me to do and I'll get to it someday, but the thing is to put this into action today. So how can you go out and serve today? Find one little thing you can do for somebody who has a need or somebody you can help, somebody you can care for, and you'll end up being, again, great in God's kingdom. All right, that is it. Again, I think I said this once, but I wanted to wrap up with that. Join us tonight. Join us tonight. Stephanie's going to have a live release. We'll be on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. If you want to read the whole chapter we just talked about, Mark chapter 9. It's good to read the Bible and let God impress things on your heart. Today we talked about being a servant. That would be good. You can go out and put that into practice. We'll see you this evening. The items I talked about are on the website. I'm going to add the links to them. If you want to see them again or find them again, they'll be in the description down below. And let's see, am I missing anything else? Later in the week, if you happen to miss us tonight, all the stuff's always recorded. We'll have Crafting Corner on Thursday. And then when we get to the weekend, we will have a new release. A new club set comes out on Sunday. So there's a lot to look forward to. Thanks again for all of you who joined me. Thanks for helping out with our 100% quiz today. We learned some Labor Day fun facts. I see most of you don't have favorite holidays, so that's kind of sad. But even though you didn't answer in the chat, I bet you do have one, okay? I bet you do have a favorite holiday. I'm going to get back to work here today. The good news is the warehouse is in pretty good shape because I cleaned it all up yesterday for our store day. And so I don't have much cleaning to do, but I'll have computer work and all that kind of fun stuff to do. I'm going to take off. Have a great day. Oh, my light's going nuts now. It lasted pretty long. Thanks again for joining me for Take Two Tuesday. I'll be back next week. We'll have another episode, and I will see all of you real soon. Okay, hopefully tonight. Have a great day. God bless you all. Bye.